This game is brought to you by Fablecraft. Fablecraft is an all-in-one tool for running games and telling stories virtually. It has music, battle maps, sceneries, and even pre-written adventures, so you can share the world of Mythos with your friends today. Best of all, it's available in early access on Steam right now. So make sure you check it out and let them know we sent you. Last time on In the Black, our party, currently in the employ of Familiar Flavors LLC, a pet food company for magical familiars, was the target of arson. They were able to control the flames, but their camp did not emerge unscathed. Adair and Chyrre, accompanied by Rick, went off in search of a suspicious lead, while Sprig and Locust split off to spy on the lumber company. With the camp damaged and the fate of the company hanging in the balance, securing a lucrative contract with the Jefferson Company is now more important than ever, especially with their new, fully automated competition. Sprig and Locust, as I mentioned earlier, the smell of smoke floats down to you on the rapidly approaching morning's breeze. The doors to the cart you're approaching, the carriage you're approaching, fly open. Oh, don't make that face.
Right. And what do I see when these doors fly open?
Well, let's see first what they see, if you can get out of the way.
You know, I was gonna live with it, but you know what? This works. All right, I'm a pretty agile guy. I got this. I'm about to fly out like a superhero.
Yes,
what?
Heck,
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
And I wasn't even worried. That's why I was already asking other questions.
Sprig just like,
I'm behind the car already. I jumped down on them.
Sprig's already on top of the cart, like pewing down. Like, hey, what are you trying to do here? I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
I think you can surprise me. I can't be surprised.
With that level of success, my goodness. Not only am I going to let you narrate what happens, I'll allow you to take Locust with you, who freezes like a deer in the headlights.
Oh boy. Okay. So I'd say the moment that we notice it happening, or I notice it happening, it's almost like slow motion for Sprig at this point, to where he'll I'd imagine we're like low to the ground as we're walking, or maybe even like prone in like Metal Gear Solid style.
Mm-hmm.
So in the most cartoon fashion possible, I'll just, before Locust even can react, I'm gonna grab her and just like roll out of the way.
Into a cardboard box.
Yes. And so whatever equivalent, just roll. I say, cause I don't think he'd have time to like realize where he's going, but he just kind of moves out to the left, I'll say, from like where he's at, to get out of the way. His idea is to get out of sight here.
As you roll out of the way, you see two individuals burst forth from the carriage. Both of them look startled and alarmed. One is a very stately woman, and even her night clothes are like a coordinated set. She's followed by a squirrelier looking man with spectacles perched at the very tip of his nose, holding a lantern aloft. You see them rapidly gather their belongings, try to sort of straighten out their appearances, and go rushing out of sight up towards the Familiar Flavors production floor.
Interesting. Okay. Whenever I rolled me and Locust out of the way, I did cover her mouth whenever I did it too. So she wouldn't make a sound.
Yeah.
But I guess seeing them go that way, I'm probably gonna go inside the cart and see what I can find. I'm gonna try to sneak inside the cart rather.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Locust stay back though.
Okay.
I'm gonna have her stay back.
Locust stays back and keeps watch for you, and
Yeah.
you are able to creep into the carriage. It is empty. There are like sort of bunk beds. It's very large, more of like a trailer that is being pulled by what you assume to be like 4 to 6 animals that are quite large. One of which you're pretty sure you may have spotted earlier grazing while you were surveying the camp. And as you enter, you see that there are bunk beds erected to one side of this rather sizable carriage. It is very neat. There is like a single round carpet in the middle of the floor, and there are files of paperwork on the left and right, as well as kind of like very carefully sort of separated into what looked to be like drawers, almost like on those of a, like you've probably seen them at a sorry, trying to think of the word. You've probably seen them at like a library or some type of mailing facility. They have like the little metal pull tabs and they're very narrow.
Like card catalog
Yes.
type?
Yes. You see a card catalog like filing structure on one side. The back, there's a really small sort of dining room area, a kitchenette, and other facilities. Like this is kind of what looks to be like a mobile office.
Well, dude, it's much nicer than our cart.
It is.
I could just stay here. I think initially, after saying that in his mind, he's gonna probably jump first to those files and see if he can discern anything about either timberwolves. No, that's it. Timberwolves. Nothing else. He doesn't care about anything else. Yeah. Timberwolves. Timberwolves. He's looking for keyword. He's control Fing and looking for the keyword Timberwolves through this entire thing.
Yeah. Your hand moves down to the small cubby marked T. You pull on the beautiful antique brass sort of pull tab, and it slides out soundlessly. And as you look through the very carefully rolled parchments in this drawer, you don't see one labeled Timberwolf. As you unfurl each one, you see various work contracts, typically filed either by name or company.
Okay. I'm gonna go through. I want to go through and look for anything matching CCF in the work contracts.
As your hand moves back up to the top row and you reach for the drawer labeled C, you do see one contract wax sealed with a CCF on the wax of the wax seal bears a CCF logo, with the same canary you saw in the can.
Okay. Now, do I want to break this seal myself, or do I just want to steal it? I'm not gonna break the seal. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the file. And other than that, I think he'll look for anything else with, I guess, in the J for Jefferson, and see what they've been doing in particular.
Yeah. When you look through the J drawer, you do see in this drawer there's actually fewer rolled up pieces of paper and actually more of like a stack of parchments. And you see a lot of like employee pay stubs with the last name Jefferson.
Yeah, I figured there's going to be a lot of Jefferson stuff in there. I think Sprig's probably feeling like he's overstayed his welcome at this point. He might scan through the pay stubs, see if he finds anything like interesting, but I think now I'm more focused on getting out before and to check on Locust.
Yeah. As you do your last minute sort of scan, let's see, let's do we'll do an academics roll, yeah.
Ooh.
To just kind of see what what you might be able to glean from any of this.
Come on, bud. You got this.
Library studies.
Come on, bud.
I'm fast, guys, but I don't know if I can read.
You got this, bud. You got
Mm.
Yep, there it is. Oh, God.
Oh no.
Right. So what do I see, boss?
As you're flipping through this drawer and you see these parchments with the Jefferson names on them, it starts to occur to you. Jefferson Lumber. All these Jeffersons working here. A tale of nepotism and corruption begins to unfold in your mind. Are these people making more money than the other workers? You...
Mm-hmm.
Are they all related?
They didn't earn this job.
And you begin to think, you know of a few Jeffersons that work at Familiar Flavors. And what if they're double agents?
What if
And
they're
they've been,
spies? Oh,
and
no.
one of the
Nepo
Jeffersons,
Baylors.
one of the Jeffersons that you read on one of the pay stubs, you're pretty sure you know a Jefferson that works at Familiar Flavors, an implanted Jefferson Lumber Company agent in your midst.
You son of a bitch. I never liked him anyways.
What is his name? I'm going to let you pick it.
Jefferson.
Jefferson J. Jefferson.
And blinded by rage. No, after, I think he also does make some, like, draw some parallels in his mind with, like, this could have been him with his family, right? He could have just acquired.
Oh.
Yeah,
Could have been a pie maker situation.
yeah.
Pie
And
maker
been a
situation
pie
is
maker,
so
man, those are-
stupid.
Could have been pie maker.
Could have been pie maker, Pete Pie Maker.
oh, Jesus.
Ugh, this is tough. This is tough.
This is ridiculous.
But then mental notes to go to mental notes Jefferson, and then closes the drawer and tries to sneakily get out.
With the key to all of you. Sorry, let me retake that. Having uncovered the nefarious Jefferson plot, Sprig leaves the carriage, making a beeline, maybe for the others, or maybe for one Jefferson J. Jefferson. Chyrre and Adair, you find yourselves at the outskirt of the Long Meadows, just where the Wildwoods begins to take root, barely out of sight of Familiar Food Company's sort of property and grounds in the Long Meadows. Rick is kind of humming as he's leading you along. You think maybe he's come around to your argument, or I should say your appeal that chili is a tisane rather than a tea, Chyrre.
Thank goodness. Okay, great. Good. That brings me a lot of peace.
Mentally, Adair puts a check mark on the cherry column on the whiteboard in her mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cherry's definitely scored points here. As he's walking, you do get a sense that he's very familiar with the terrain here and that he does have a good head on his shoulders, despite having some interesting beliefs and holdings, especially regarding how much water one should carry when going for a short walk. You don't think that he is wholly without some knowledge of how to navigate at least the lands and the natural biomes around you. He occasionally stops to look at tracks on the ground, disturbed or bruised blades of grass, in order to better discern what has passed through before you. And sure enough, you do see that there are some broken long blades of grass, sort of leading in a rough path, as though somebody has trodden through here or potentially rolled through here with some speed.
Okay.
He leads you to
How recently?
let's see, actually. Let's get a roll for that. Unless
Okay.
you would like to use an ability.
Using so I have my glasses, my expectacles.
Ah, yes.
May I look through those and try and use some perception?
For
around
sure.
This?
Yeah. And what do the expectacles do?
They give me advantage.
They give you advantage. Fantastic. So let's do this. All right. And this is going to be a perception check. Oh, and there's the little blue advantage die, I think.
Yay.
Success.
Success.
Woo.
Magnificent. So, as you're looking at the bruised grass that has naturally made a path that Rick is following, as Rick bends down on one knee to examine the tracks, and you do so alongside him, Adair, you notice that amongst the bruised blades of grass in this sort of makeshift path that has been made before you, there are small footsteps, and they are sunk down in the damp soil enough that you realize they were made by something quite heavy, although the footprint itself is small.
Are they people footprints or are they creature footprints?
They're definitely not people footprints. If anything,
Do
they
I
look
have-
almost bird-like.
Okay. Do I know what kind of bird might have made those?
Let's do a nature check.
Okay.
No, this would be a normal difficulty, I think. Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yay.
This is no bird you've seen before. And
Okay.
definitely not a bird that's native to this region. Although the 4 prongs, sort of like 1 for the thumb and 3 for the feet, would resemble like almost a chicken's foot. Looking at it carefully and looking at the nature of the depression, you know that chicken feet don't make these types of marks in soft dirt. This looks like something much heavier, although it has the same foot pattern.
Huh. I wonder if it could be related to the canary on the food cans.
Oh.
I don't know. Chyrre, do you get anything from this? Does any of this look familiar to you?
Nature's not exactly my background, but I'll analyze the footprint as well to see if there's anything that I can glean.
Yeah, of course. If nature's not your background, would you like to look at it from a different angle, like maybe something you've studied, or to see if there's something magical about it?
Sure. I mean, I've got a little boost in culture, so maybe like thinking about, are there any stories in this area that people chat about, sort of like any, or like maybe just like not even necessarily like stories, but folks just like complaining about like, I'm so tired of these birds running around.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but you can definitely.
I can? Are you sure?
Yeah,
Right.
you try to think back on if you've heard of anything like this, and you definitely haven't.
Mm-hmm.
But it does look somewhat like a bird's foot to you.
Amazing. Yeah, this looks definitely foul in nature.
Okay.
D-
Good to know.
You did that on purpose, didn't
Uh,
you?
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn it, Omar.
I like your wordplay there. Well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you. Thank you. But all seriously, it looks like it does look like a bird's footprint.
And these tracks next to it too. Do we think it was leading? Do we think it was pushing? Do we think it was walking alongside?
Ooh.
Walking like I'm sorry. So you're saying like was there anything
Yeah.
else with it or is like a solitary pair of footprints?
Yeah, you said there were also rolling like cart-like tracks. too,
Yes,
right?
for sure. Yeah, with your success you would see that it does look like there's something rolling along the path. It's hard for you to discern whether this creature was rolling something in front of it or rolling with it because I'll give you this, like in places the tracks like overlap each other.
Okay,
Interesting.
got it. Well, I suppose we should continue following this then.
Yeah, maybe I don't know if this is super easy to.
It's the pot, probably.
Does it look like the rim of a pot?
It does
Jasmine?
actually. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, yeah, we'll just continue through. I don't have any background in detective abilities, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep, kind of. Maybe I'll try to get a little bit in character, like imitating the gait of the bird and the footprints. But that's the closest I'll get.
Actually, while you're trying to do that, let's actually roll to see how successful you are in imitating it because that might be important.
Oh my gosh, my arts degree is finally paying off.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an agility check.
Okay. Here we go. I feel good about this one.
Yes.
Very good about this one.
Epic
Yes.
success. Yes.
It really pays. Look, the arts degrees are worth it, friends.
Mhm.
As you're and you're very good at movement, at replication, at like seeing something and then kind of doing it yourself. As you're trying to imitate these prints, you realize the only way for you to do it is to run a little bit, get momentum, and somersault. And it occurs to you, if that's what the prints are doing, is getting a little momentum and then somersaulting.
Oh my gosh, it's an armadillo
Interesting.
bird.
Somersault, and then but the pot itself, that track is consistent.
Yes. It's like almost as though the pot might have feet. With an epic success, I'm going to give you that. Like this pot is running and then gaining momentum to
like
roll.
a pill bug style.
Yes.
Armadillo style. Like it runs on legs and then curls up and rolls.
And that's
Oh,
the
so we're not
only way
taking-
for you to imitate the same prints yourself.
Oh my! So we're not chasing a pot. We're chasing a creature.
Yeah.
Interesting.
At this, Rick kind of chimes in and is like, is a roly pot. Y'all, I thought is a little roly pot.
I'm sorry. Is it a roly pot?
Yeah,
Like a pot
I
that
want
rolls.
credit for naming whatever we find. If it's a creature, I think it might just be a pot. But if it's a creature, if you're sure it's a creature, then I think we got a name that roly pot that we can patent for familiar
Okay.
foods. Just thinking. I think every
Did
kid's
you-
gonna want one if it's an animal.
You don't want to name it after yourself, Rick? which is a little bit sort of how these things.
A Rickroll?
Would you, Rick? Do you want to? You want to come up with any alts, Rick? Like a Rickroll? What are you thinking, Rick?
You're so precious, Chyrre. I gotta say, I'm never gonna give you up. Definitely never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna run around and hurt you or desert you or any of that.
You're one of a kind. We'll never forget you, Rick. You'll always be in our hearts.
You take 4 psychic damage. Balvin's like, let me out of here.
I'm enjoying the show, man. This is amazing.
Balvin's like, never, ever again.
Nah, this is amazing.
Never again.
Man. When we meet up, we're gonna relay all of this to you beat by beat. So get ready for the replay.
Yeah. Speaking of the replay, over on your side where you've uncovered the nefarious plot of one Jefferson J. Jefferson. Sprig, you leave Locust behind, I believe, as you're like tearing off back towards the camp with your new plot that you've uncovered, and you pass your campsite and see it sitting empty. And you also see the destruction and flames that have wreaked havoc on the other Longstrider, like sort of trailers and camps around you.
Oh God. Okay, so I don't think I'd have any inclination of where they went because of this new assessment of a roly putt.
Go find a pot mark.
I'll start looking for pot marks around the campsite to see if the infamous pot man has been here.
Do you instead go looking for Jefferson J. Jefferson? Who is now canonical to the world of Mythos?
As I think he would want his friends with him before he tackles Jefferson. I think he'd probably begin to do his own, I guess, investigative work on the fires and the destroyed camps, because he didn't.
Yeah.
He missed all that. Like, so I guess he would probably recreate the same thing that they did when they first saw what happened. The same process, at least, of trying to figure out, like, what would happen here, and was this intentional? Are my friends alive?
Oh.
Because our campsite looks fine, but everything else is destroyed.
True. Yes. As you're looking around your camp, forgot the foreman's name.
The foreman's name.
I actually might have it here.
Naz.
Maz. Yes. As you're looking around the camp, surveying the damage, trying to ascertain if your friends are dead, you're pretty sure they're not because their corpses are nowhere to be found.
It could have been taken.
Oh no! Actually, let's do a.
Oh no!
Let's do a perception check to see.
Oh, boy.
Actually, this wouldn't be super difficult for you, but
This is all the work of Jefferson, dude. It's him. He killed my family.
no.
Sprig Wick. All right, there we go.
Sprigwick.
Sprig.
Here we
Hooray!
go.
Good.
Here we go.
Yes.
Yes, fantastic. With an epic success, looking around, you not only realize that your friends have not been taken, and you do not have to swear vengeance and become Sprigwick, but also that they took their belongings with them. So you think they probably left with some good intention. As you're about to see where they left to, you see Maz marching up the hill towards you. As he does, you notice he looks very stressed out. And he says to you, he's like, They pulled out. They pulled out.
They pulled out.
The lumber company. They're packing up. They're leaving. They don't even want to survey the factory floors.
What happened?
They think that we're not going to be able to fulfill the contract with the damage that's been done to the worker camps.
Oh, shoot.
I'm trying to get them to stay, but I'll see if I can buy us some time or something.
Do you know where Chyrre went?
I think I saw them talking to Rick, who's going on about something or the other. I have no clue.
I knew it. I have to save them. I knew it. Oh, they're probably still talking right now. Okay.
He was saying something about his 5-alarm chili that he makes for you. I try not. If I'm being honest, I try not to talk to Rick if I can help it.
I love Rick, but he's a particular guy, and you just have to kind of know how to work with him. You know, he'll just keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and like debate you, but in a funny way, but not in a harmful way. It's okay. It's fine. Can you buy us some more time, you think? Will I go find them?
What should I say to them?
Tell them that.
They said they don't feel safe here. They said they don't think we're in any position to accept a big contract. What would your grandma have done? I know it's a tall ask. I don't know what to tell them, what to do. And at this, you actually see Maz's normal stoic nature kind of fall away a bit as he says, maybe they're right. I don't know if we can handle, look around. We're just so tired and we've been, how can I in good conscience go out here and tell people that,
Hey,
maybe we're better off if we just, I don't know.
What? Maz, you are one of the most strong and consistent minds that we have here. Without you, this thing would have burned down a long time ago. And what happened here today, I can promise you that Chyrre and Adair are absolutely on the money figuring it out. I would say, I would go down there. I can't believe I'm saying this. I would go down there and bake them a pie.
Pie?
Now, I know it sounds crazy, but whenever things would get rough in the household when we were younger, whether it was bills, it was family drama, whatever it might have been, one thing that always kept us grounded was good food. And I think in turmoilous moments like this, the one thing that could always remind them why we're valuable is what we're good at. And that's good food. So I have to go find my friends though, because they might be dying, because Rick could be taking them to all kinds of places. But can you please just buy us a little more time?
I'll do my best. Hey, Sprig.
I believe in you. And then, has Loki showed up anywhere yet? Or is she still?
Yeah, I think it's been a suitable enough time. You had a bit of a head start on her. Locust does arrive, and as she does, she's like, "Oh my God, our food cart is our pantry." Oh,
hey, Locust. I know. Hey. I need a favor, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I need a favor, okay?
Yes.
They're trying to pull out of the deal.
What?
I know.
Why would they do that?
They're saying ridiculous things like we're not built to handle it and this is not a safe area, which...
Well, that's why we need the money now more than ever. How are we going to rebuild our pantry? We need that contract.
Okay, hey, let's come back down. Come back down to me. Listen. I need you to go with Maz. I need you to go with Maz.
And kill them?
No, we haven't got there yet.
Okay, because then they can't give us the contract. I got it. I'll kill their pack animals so then they can't leave.
No. Or let's not kill anything, okay?
Well, I can't slash wooden tires. What do you want me to? If we gotta get them to stay.
You know what you're really good at?
You want me to marry them? Okay. I was ready for this. I was willing to do it. Because that'll buy us time. Because a wedding takes a long time.
Now, you're right. It does take a lot of time. But no, you can't marry. It's not one person. It's a lot of people that we're dealing with here.
Okay.
All I need you to do is go hold their attention.
Oh. How do I do that?
Talking.
Oh, that's Chyrre's thing.
Are you sure?
I'm very quiet, very demure.
Oh.
I just like when I see people that talk too much, I don't know that I can be one of those you know.
You are very mindful. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But I can try. Do you want me to just go and pretend to be Chyrre?
I don't know if.
I have a pretty good Chyrre impression. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, I do actually. Yes, please.
Okay. It's like. You know. Chai tea is technically saying TT if you think about it. Because chai directly translates into tea. So it's redundant. You should just call it chai.
You're hired. Okay. All right, team. I put Mass and Locust in a huddle. All right, team. All you have to do is just buy us a little more time while I go figure out where they went, and we can figure something else out. But I've got a lead. Okay? I've got a lead.
You're gonna lead?
No.
Yes.
I have a lead. No.
Fearless leader.
Okay. Okay. I'll bring up my lead later. I don't want to distract anybody from their goals. Okay. So.
What's your lead? Tell us, boss. You let us know.
There might be a mole in the company. Yeah. I had my suspicions, but in my research, I think I might have found a double agent, a swindler. And do I dare even say it?
Who
it might break your heart.
Who is it?
He goes by the name of Jefferson. I know. Never liked him.
I saw him picking his nose once.
Of course you did. Probably ate it too.
I didn't see where it went.
No. But let me handle that. All you two need to do is just, and I know Locust, you're gonna do a great job at this, is just keep them where they are. Don't let them leave. Don't kill anyone. Don't marry anybody. No slashing tires. No animal killing.
Okay.
No violence. Okay.
Okay.
Not yet. Okay. But just let them there and listen to Maz.
Okay.
But Maz says goes.
Okay.
All right.
You see Maz just rubbing his temples.
Listen, I get it. I get it. But Locust, whenever it's time, she hasn't failed me yet.
I trust you on this one. Go do what you got to do.
All right. I'll see you soon. And then I will head to where I usually would know Rick to be at.
Yeah, you pick out his very strange cart, wagon, separate from the others. I say strange because it's overladen with 18 different herbs and spices that are drying on the roof, hanging from the eaves. In fact, the chili peppers he does have drying, hanging from the front of his wagon, kind of rattle in the wind like a makeshift wind chime as you come up. Wind chime, I should say. In addition, you notice he has like recipes scrawled all over the woodwork where it's easy for him to see them and reference them, kind of in chalk, just like all over his front porch and all over his door. And as you walk up and you see footsteps in the chalk dust.
I'm too late. And I'll follow the footprint. Yeah.
We cut back.
Do my best to.
Cut back to Chyrre and Adair, who are listening to Rick kind of regale them with more stories of how he'll never give them up or let them down. Or run around and hurt them.
Thank you. Thank you, Rick. It's appreciated.
Thank
It's
you so much,
appreciated. Again, as we said, kind of like the last 15 minutes. Really, genuinely, thank you.
Truly, we appreciate the support so much.
Yeah, of course. He says,
so
like,
much.
kind of sitting down in the damp mud, kind of near a river, as he pulls out another sort of rough wooden stick and goes, "See, it didn't really work." He points it at the river and then at the
your
dry
dowsing
spot.
rod.
Yeah, see, it doesn't really
Yeah.
do what it's got to do.
Yes. Yes.
See,
Well,
it's not really pointing anywhere.
Well, when you're pointing it at the river, it technically is true.
Yeah, but look, and he
Accurate.
points it away from the river. See?
Okay, well, maybe we need a different stick.
That's a good idea. We should do that.
Yeah,
Speaking of,
yeah.
how are you guys doing with your macros today? And he, still sitting down in the mud, pulls out a bunch of little small leather pouches from his bag. He's like, I got nuts, I got berries, I got dried meats and dried fruits. If y'all need to load up on anything.
I appreciate that, but no, I think we really actually need to be focused on what we're doing here.
Yeah, following the tracks.
Oh. He looks a little bit disappointed, but he tries to hide it quickly. Okay, yeah. Ties up all his 18 different leather pouches.
But we're
Yeah.
fine on our macros for now.
Maybe
Thank
once
you.
we get to the end of the tracks, we can take like a little 5
Okay.
refresher.
Yeah. Yeah, I have some eggs too. Maybe we could make get an omelet going.
We could totally
Great.
get a little omelet
A little
bar
steamed
situation.
egg, because you know my water diet. Get a steamed egg
Yes.
situation going. What you do is you get the
That's
water
right.
boiling. You get a clay
Mhm.
pot.
Yes.
You put that on top. Put the
Mhm.
egg in there, and then steam
Mhm.
comes up. And then what happens is that egg gets like a little fluffy steamed egg. situation.
Mm,
Then what you get?
that sounds.
You put some cayenne pepper on there. You put some
Sure.
chives on there. Put a
Mhm.
little salt on there. Put a little
Mhm.
black pepper on there. And here's the secret. Here's a little
Oh,
bit of a
okay.
secret. Just the tiniest little secret.
Sure.
You just put one small sprig of Sprig. That's your friend's name.
Yeah.
He was probably named for.
A
Mhm.
little
that.
sprig of something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put a little
Yep.
sprig of a curry leaf right on the top,
Oh,
and then you get
Nice.
sounds really delicious.
it's
yes.
nice and fluffy. You ever
That
do
sounds
that?
Wonderful.
For a point of clarification, Rick, your
Yeah.
water diet, anything cooked with water fits within the diet? Because I thought it was water based.
Well, steam is a water base,
So, but you don't have to ingest the steam like an egg. Anything
but it's
cooked with
getting
steam
in the
counts.
egg, so I am ingesting it.
Okay, that's completely fair. I fully understand. I'm following the
Fully-
logic
fully
there.
Clarified there.
Yeah.
Let's keep
Eggs-
moving. I
Okay,
think.
yeah, because egg
We
is just
talked about
water
this
with
on
the
the
yolk in
way.
it.
Egg is water with a yolk in it.
Yeah, you should know that. All right, well, come on. I'll make you that steamed egg when we get to the end of the trail.
Yeah,
Sometimes
you know what?
I like to. Sometimes I like to change it up.
Uh huh.
You know, spice it up a little. You get a Scotch bonnet in there, or a Trinidad scorpion
Scotch
pepper in there.
bonnet.
You get a
Okay.
bird's eye pepper, Thai chili pepper. That's a different kind of pepper. Now
Yeah,
the
that-
ghost
yeah.
pepper, that is actually wrongfully sort of named. Yeah, that's a funny story behind that. I won't bore you with that right now. But then you also got like the chocolate reaper pepper, and that's a very special blend of pepper. And then you got
Okay.
Pepper X, which that's not my favorite. And then you got a good dragon pepper. If you get the right pepper, it can taste kind of lemon. He's just walking and saying this the entire time.
Just listing every pepper under the sun.
Yep.
We
Did
have
you know
to-
there's also
yeah.
a white pepper
your
that's like a
knowledge of
black
this, Rick,
pepper?
is truly extraordinary.
Mhm.
I'm kind of in awe of your knowledge of horticulture of peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you acquire all of this knowledge?
He gets so excited when you ask him this, Adair. He wheels around and he's like, bird food! I'm the suet guy. Birds love. Did you know that birds actually evolved so that they eat the spicy peppers and then they fly and then they poop the peppers out? And that's why chilies can propagate further than other fruits. And it's this really cool thing. Peppers are magical. They just want to spread all around the world and spread their juicy goodness everywhere. But other animals, they don't like the peppers. They don't eat them because they're spicy, but the birds eat them. And then they spread peppers all over the world. It's like magic. It's like spreading happiness and sunshines and hugs. And then I thought, what if I got a job trying to make great quality, high quality bird foods and suets out of peppers for the birds, because birds are familiars too. You know, you got your different types of familiars. You got your more canine based familiar. You got your feline based familiars. But what about the avian based familiars? They're not being cared for in the way they need to. They like a spicy food. Everybody thinks, oh, I'll put out some sunflower seeds. That's all they want. Wrong. They need a little zest in their pest. They need a little zip in their step.
Mm-hmm.
They like it. They want it.
I'm starting to think that your talents are wasted in the organization, if I'm being honest,
I'd
Rick.
agree. I'd agree.
We
What?
need to put you in like the capsicum culinary sciences or something.
Yes.
Oh my God. You really think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
We do. Yes.
Right. Hey,
Mhm.
there's a lot of pepper applications I'm still studying though.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
But only
perhaps
for
that
peace.
would give you an
I don't agree
opportunity
with
for that.
people that use peppers as a weapon and sprays and such. I don't do that.
Naturally.
I have my own
Naturally.
We
creed,
didn't
my
bring
own
it up.
code
Mhm.
of
What's your and what code is that, Rick? Like, what's your line in the sand, Rick?
fuck you, Omar, for making me come up with a code.
It's a spicy code.
Yeah, my code is
Pepper ethics.
my code is thou shalt not bring another to tears against his or hers or their own wills.
Thou shalt not bring another to tears against his or hers own will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Or
good to know, Rick.
Or theirs.
Yeah, own
Yeah.
will. Yep.
Or
Mhm.
theirs own will.
So I'm strictly against the weaponification of peppers.
Non-weaponized vegetables.
This is a very, very good oath to have, Rick.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, since we've covered that mostly with you, Rick, I was wondering, if you want to get to this omelet situation faster, you're so quick, do you want to race up ahead to see kind of where these tracks lead us to?
On it. I got you. He stretches first.
Yeah, of course.
Naturally.
Okay, we'll keep going. You'll catch up and pass us. All right, don't hurt yourself.
And you keep going. And eventually, Sprig comes upon Rick in a wide straddle. Ugh. 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 Ugh.
Oh man. Oh man. Hey.
Oh, hey there, Sprig. How are you? Do you need anything? How's your macros?
My macros are great. It's good to see you, Rick.
You got all the food groups today?
Yep, every single one. Didn't miss a single one. How about you?
Oh, yeah. Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, peppers. Very
Peppers.
important.
Extremely important. We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Peppers is that extra layer on the food pyramid.
Yep.
They added another tier for
Yep.
Rick.
Yep.
I was with Adair and Chyrre. Yep.
Did you left them?
No, I'm gonna run ahead.
Oh, where are you going? What's happening? What wait, go ahead, where?
I'm gonna run ahead, but I had to limber up. That
Oh, okay. I see. You need help?
No, I'm all limbered up. Are you limbered up?
I'm always limbered up.
Do you want to
I'm
run
always-
ahead of them with me?
Yep, I would. Sure, Rick. Let's do that. You would. So why did they? What's going on? Why are they? What's happening?
I saw a pot rolling in the woods.
Just a pot. Just a rolling pot.
Yep.
And we're looking for this pot now. Is that?
Yep.
Lead the way, man. Lead. I have no more questions. Let's go.
We cut back to Chyrre and Adair, who find themselves in this woodland brook,
Ooh.
Oh.
following the now slightly muddy path that you've been following for maybe a mile and a half, with Sprig and Rick in close pursuit. you come across an open glade with a river with 2 logs laid across it to aid your coming across. In the middle of it, you see what used to be a massive, beautiful tree that has since been chopped down. You remember, Chyrre, climbing this tree in your youth. Adair, you remember sitting against its trunk, maybe reading books or sewing your cloak, doing minor repairs in the wonderful shade of its boughs on a hot summer day. And the sap is still fresh when you approach. You can smell it in the air around you. And as you're taking in the scene, you hear a low groaning, creaking, and rumbling from somewhere in the shadows beyond.
Can I would like to take my spectacles and I will look around.
Mm-hmm.
What do I see?
As you put on your spectacles and look around, you see before you a gnarled oak. Give me a nature check. Let's see. Do you want to do attempt this as well, Chyrre?
Sure. Oh, difficulty. Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Anyone's game. No.
Yeah, this is a more difficult creature to identify, but with a 1, Chyrre, instead of no successes, I'll give you this. It looks like a dark, twisted visage of a tree. So as you're looking into the dark, gnarled, twisted visage, you do realize that this is an organic creature. It does appear to almost look like a nightmare version of a tree. And as its limbs kind of stretch out towards you, you hear and smell the sound and like aroma of like snapping twigs, almost like in early fall, like that very green kind of smell. It's like a little bit hard to describe. It smells less like rot and more like a freshly mowed lawn.
Oh, okay.
Its mouth cracks open as it yawns and rumbles again in a low, like sub frequency almost.
I mean, the first thing I'm thinking about is there's a lumber company, and this is clearly a cut down tree.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good news. They shouldn't be logging.
What's it doing?
What is it doing? That's a good question.
What's it doing?
What? So
this
oh no.
tree thing is moving?
Trees don't move.
It is. Sprig, as you and Rick are running, you burst into the clearing, seeing this massive tree, its darkened branches crackling menacingly as it once again opens the hollows of its eyes wide. You see the remains of birds' nests streaking down its cheeks almost like tears as you hear another rumble. And we're rolling for initiative.
Oh
my god.
Oh jeez. What?